tiene que prepararse hoy. Uy. Ah, ah, Hoy es el tiempo para gozar la vida. Ay, así es. Goza la vida. Hoy es el tiempo para gozar la vida. Hoy. Procrastinate with your faith. Why wait? Why hesitate? Why procrastinate with your faith? Why put off for tomorrow what you can do today? Turn your back on sorrow. You can do it a better way. Heaven gave you the gift of love, sent from up above, meant for you. So spread peace, joy, and love before this day is through.
Welcome to Carmelita's Corner with your host, Carmelita Pittman. Carmelita is a true Renaissance woman, international recording artist, singer, songwriter, actress, dancer, freelance journalist. She's a Jackie of all trades and master of most.
Spread peace, joy, and love before this day is through. Hello, this is Carmelita Pittman of Carmelita's Corner, and we're here today with Dr. Ezra West.
Aloha, everybody. We're at an event. I love Giovanna's shirt over here, who's just over to the side. It says Pink Floyd. We have someone from Pink Floyd at this event. A lot of great big-name bands. I have a friend who was here earlier performing named Deepak. Yeah, I was one of the performers earlier. I was doing a little talking and performing about, integrative work and how it really all comes from the heart. Everything comes back to whether we're really caring enough, loving enough to raise the bar of this. It always starts here first. This is showing us how, where, and what to shift here. Which, the real gathering is a grand integration of all the greatness from everywhere and what we keep getting from Source all the time right now. Like, we have the very best medbed technology within us, the very best hardware. They haven't invented anything that's any better. It's just having the right software and knowing how to use it. There's a lot of beautiful people here. It's a beautiful day. And I appreciate you for bringing me here.
Tell them how they can get in touch with you.
ClarityUniversity.com is one of my sites where there's a bio of me there. There's a ton of .coms that I got. Another one is ZeroDisease.com, which is interesting because most medical doctors, they're trained to look for a disease. They want credit if you get that disease. And I say, if you just reverse their paradigms, you pretty much get it right. So if you get zero disease, you can give me credit. It's kind of funny, but it's true. A lot of what we've discovered just reverse their old paradigms, and you tend to get it right. Dr. Usu from Japan, he was a medical doctor who couldn't help any of his patients with what he'd learned from medical school. So he meditated for like 21 days straight, and then all the codes came with the symbols of what now is known as Reiki. And I had an activation with Dr. Usui himself. He's not alive anymore. So that was another ascension experience for me, where I actually was able to receive the codes and symbols as he did from the time and place he did. There are certain principles that time and space are not a factor. You can actually receive any master's empowerment from any time or place. And so it's like we're in a matrix. I do instant mass healings. That's another one of my .coms, instantmasshealing.com. Been doing it for many years. And the fact is, you can create that same type of miracle for yourself. You can tap into super conscious principles. There's ways where 100% success, anybody could do it. Simple as ABC. And it really does come down to, do you care enough about yourself? Because every positive choice you make is an opportunity. Every day is full of opportunities, choices that we make every day. And the more positive choices you make, the more you integrate greater truth. This is one of my messages, is how easy it is to integrate more and more truth. How we integrate or disintegrate is absolutely connected to these positive choices that we're making. It can become a super genius, and it's not that difficult.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom and giving us the inspiration and, most of all, the knowledge, because knowledge is power. And that's connected to the principles that I'm a part of, because I have an organization, the Rose Breast Cancer Society, which is a living memorial for my mother, Juanita Zara Espinosa Udine. And many of her teachings came to me through East, because my stepfather was from Pakistan. And so I learned from many of the people from that part of the world much of what you're saying, what you're talking about. And one of the things that you taught me is thoughts are things.
Absolutely. And some thought forms can move on and live on without you, and some of them deserve to. So yeah, that's awesome. This is amazing how it all really comes back to here and here, and that's something that we all have the control of for ourselves. Whatever anybody else says and does, we don't control that. And they're telling on themselves, but we get to tell on ourselves with everything that we think, say, and do ourselves. Even if you think you're talking about someone else, or they think you're talking about you, we're really telling on ourselves. They're telling on themselves. So
it's called projection.
Yeah. So what can we project for ourselves? How beautiful can we make it? What would Jesus do, or what would Mother Mary think and say and do about a situation?
I think if Jesus was here, he would be downtown with the homeless.
Yeah. For me, he's the coolest cat for everybody, like the King of Kings, the Son of God. And he shows up lots of different ways. But the coolest cat for everyone, if people just understood what he said, what he meant.
And that is to love thy neighbor as thyself.
It really all comes back down to love. There's so many things that Buddha did and that Jesus did that were the same. And if you look at all the principles that the masters were representing all over from any lineage, really the principles are the same. They were being shouted out off of Mount Gilead and Jezebel in the Old Testament, but then deleted because abusers don't like that kind of information out there. So there's a restoration, over and over, restorations done in different cultures, like Jesus with the Sermon on the Mount, his most famous sermon, one principle after the other, with their blessings and curses. Again, pros and cons of different, whether we're in alignment, we get the positive. When we're not with the principles, we get the opposite. Each principle that we're making a positive choice with has facets of other principles that connected them. Everything's interconnected. And this is why when we're in alignment, it's one of the reasons how we actually integrate more of that understanding of what those other principles are, so that we can put those into action. Now, it doesn't matter where you start making positive choices in your life. You can start anywhere and end up going full circle. And that's just how it works. And then it doesn't mean your circle's unbreakable, but you keep going around and around until that perfect day, till it is. So I say this over and over again. It never gets old. The principles are the same. It's been said over and over again by different masters. It never gets old. But when you're ready, like when the student's ready, the teacher will appear.
The teacher will appear.
Yeah. So do you care for yourself enough to say yes? What are you willing to say yes to today to develop? There's all kinds of great people that will show up for you once you're ready.
And you showed up for us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You spot it, you got it.
Thank you so much.
So spread peace, joy, and love before this day is through.
For those of you who have opportunity to hear my podcast, I come on Mondays after 10 o'clock, which is part of RBL, that's Radio Boomers Live, which is hosted by Dr. Eric Zuley and his dad, Jim Zuley. And I've been with them now for 9 years with my own section, Carmelita's Corner.